Yeah. Yeah, so it all depends on the environment as to what their requirements are, and we work from that.
When you were in the military, you would have had to work with a lot of the vehicles that came in under urgent operational requirements, and they had to be adapted as well, presumably, depending on the environment. Some of them famously weren't, or infamously weren't, geared towards, Iraq, for instance, and think of the Snatch Land Rover. But then some of them were, you've mentioned already, in terms of the programmes that you worked on. It's often in the UK, when people think about defence procurement, they often think of some of these big ticket items that don't really work as intended, or perhaps they aren't really that relevant. Were there any of the projects that you worked on where you saw like a certain growth in a number of breakdowns, or things that were happening to the vehicles, they just weren't suited for the environment that they were sent to? Or is there anything that you could share with our viewers in terms of like the basics, in terms of how the military take ownership of a new fleet of vehicles, and where the common problems are, and why they have to then change them?
Yeah, I mean, there's vehicles where sort of top level have a list of what they want in a vehicle, but when you actually speak to the users, half the stuff they're like, we don't want that, we want this, it's like almost a completely different list, and you sort of need to look at the vehicle itself and decide, maybe we can add this and we can take that one off, and we have a discussion back and forth to try and make a vehicle as best for the user, but still in cost as what they're after. But with that, there's programs where some of the jobs, some of the tools on the vehicle, they could have been done probably a bit better with more money, more engineering and stuff like that. But when you're working to a budget, things are just as they are. They still work, but they can always be better, It's like buying an Audi trainer and a Louis Vuitton trainer. There's some differences. They still work, but
they do slightly different things.
Yeah.
So, just extending from Aaron's sort of question, I'm guessing from that sort of time, you've seen an evolution of armour, and from my limited knowledge, ballistics have changed in their specification to sort of say, this is a B6, but yesterday's B6 isn't necessarily today's B6.